to our Bible meditation. And this reading is for February 7th, 2023. And we're reading Numbers 32, 33, 34, and 35.
And a reading from the New King James Bible. Numbers 32, the tribes settling east of Jordan. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock, and when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, and indeed the region was a place for livestock, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses, to Eleazar the priest, and said, and to the leader of the congregation, saying, Ataroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimrah, Hezbon, Elealeh, Shebam, Nebo, and beyond. The country which the Lord defeated before the congregation of Israel is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. Therefore they said, if we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servant as possessions. Do not take us over the Jordan. And Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war while you sit here? Now why will you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord had given them? Thus your fathers did when I sent them away from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, so they did not go into the land which the Lord had given them. So the Lord's anger was aroused on that day, and he swore an oath, saying, surely none of the men who came up from Egypt from 20 years old and above shall see the land of which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb, the son of Jezhunnah, and Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. So the Lord's anger was aroused against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the generations that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was gone. And look, you have risen in your father's place a brood of sinful men to increase still more the fierce anger of the Lord against Israel. For if you turn away from following him, he will once again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all these people. Then they came near to him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our livestock and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will be armed, ready to go before the children of Israel until we have brought them to their place, and our little ones will dwell in the fortified cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our homes until every one of the children of Israel has received his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has fallen to us on this eastern side of Jordan. Then Moses said to them, if you do this thing, if you arm yourself before the Lord for the war, and all your armed men cross over the Jordan before the Lord until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land is subdued before the Lord, then afterward you may return and be blameless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if you do not do so, then take note, You have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do what has proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock will be there in the city of Gilead. But your servants will cross over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to do battle, just as my Lord says. So Moses gave command concerning them to Eleazar the priest, to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the chiefs, fathers of the tribes of children of Israel. And Moses said to them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben cross over the Jordan with you, every man armed for battle before the Lord, and the land is subdued before you, you shall give them the land of Gilead as a possession. But if they do not cross over armed with you, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord has said to your servants, so we will do. We will cross over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, but the possession of our inheritance shall remain with us on this side of the Jordan. So Moses gave to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben and to half of the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, the king of Amorites, and the kingdom of Oz, the king of Bashan, the land with the cities within the border, the cities of surrounding country. And the children of Gad built Dibon, Ataroth, and Aroh, Atroth, and Shopon, Jazer, and Jabihah, Beth Nearah, and Beth Haran, fortified cities and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Kirjaham, Nebo, Baal, Meon, their names being changed, and Sibmah, and they gave other names to the cities which they built. And the and the children of Machir, the sons of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, dispossessed the Amorites who were in it. So Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelled in it. Also Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its small towns and called them Havot Jar. Then Nobah went and took Kenoth and its villages, and he called it Nobob, as his own name.
Okay, Numbers 33. Israel's journey from Egypt reviewed. These are the journeys of the children of Israel who went out of the land of Egypt by their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Now Moses wrote down the starting points of their journeys at the command of the Lord, and these are their journeys according to their starting points. They departed from Ramses in the first month of the 15th day of the first month. On the day after Passover, the children of Israel went out with boldness in the sight of all the Egyptians, for the Egyptians were bearing all their firstborn, whom the Lord had killed among them. Also, on their gods the Lord had executed judgments. Then the children of Israel moved from Ramses and camped at Succoth. They departed from Succoth and encamped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. They moved from Etham and turned back to Pi Hahiroth, which is east from Baal Zephon, and they camped near Migdol. They departed from before Hahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. They moved from Marah and came to Elim. At Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, so they camped there. They moved from Elam and camped by the Red Sea. They moved from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dopka. They departed from Dopka and camped at Alush. They moved from Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They departed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. They moved from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hattava. They departed from Kibroth Hattava and camped at Hezroth. They departed from Hezroth and camped at Rithmah. They departed from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. They departed from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnah. They moved from Libnah and camped at Rissah. They journeyed from Rissah and camped at Kehelatah. They went from Kehelatah and camped at Mount Shepher. They moved from Mount Shepher and camped at Haradah. They moved from Haradah and camped at Makheloth. They moved from Makheloth and camped at Tahath. They departed from Tahath and camped at Terah. They moved from Terah and camped at Mithkah. They went from Mithkah and camped at Hashmonah. They departed from Hashmonah and camped at Mosrath. They departed from Mosrath and camped at Beni-Jaakan. They moved from Beni-Jaakan and camped at Hor Haggidgad. They went from Hor Haggidgad and camped at Jothbatah. They moved from Jothbatah and camped at Abronah. They departed from Abronah and camped at Ezion-Geber. They moved from Ezion-Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. They moved from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the boundary of the land of Edom. Then Aaron the priest went up to Mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and died there in the 40th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the first day of the 5th month. Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. Now the king of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south of the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. So they departed from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmonah. They departed from Zalmonah and camped at Punon. They departed from Punon and camped at Oboth. They departed from Oboth and camped at Iji-Abarim, at the border of Moab. They departed from Ijim and camped at Dibon-Gad. They moved from Dibon-Gad and camped at Almon-Diblathaim. They moved from Almon-Diblathaim and camped in the mountains of Abiram before Nebo. They departed from the mountains of Abiram and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho. They camped by the Jordan from Beth Jesimoth as far as Abel Acacia Grove in the plains of Moab. Instructions for the conquest of Canaan. Now the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, When you have crossed the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Destroy all their engraved stones, destroy all their molded images, and demolish all their high places. You shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell in it, for I have given you the land to possess. And you shall divide the land by lot, as an inheritance among your families. To the larger you shall give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller you shall give a smaller inheritance. There everyone's inheritance shall be whatever falls to him by lot. You shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those whom that remain shall be irritants in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they shall harass you in the land where you dwell. Moreover, it shall be that I will do to you as I thought to do to them.
Numbers 34, the appointed boundaries of Canaan. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan to its boundaries. Your southern border shall be from the wilderness of Zin along the border of Edom. Then your southern border shall extend eastward to the end of the Salt Sea. Your border shall turn from the southern side of the ascent of Akarabim and continue to Zin and be on the south of Kadesh Barnea. And it shall go on to Hazar Adar and continue to Osman. The border shall turn from Osman to the brook of Egypt, and it shall end at the sea. As for the western border, you shall have the great sea for a border. Thus shall be your western border. And this shall be your northern border. From the great sea you shall mark out your borderline to Mount Or. From Mount Or you shall mark it out your border to the entrance of Hamath. And then the direction of the border shall be Zedad. And the border shall proceed to Zipron, and it shall end at Hazar Enan. This shall be your northern border. You shall mark out eastern border from Hazar Enan to Shepham, and the border shall go down to Shepham to Riblah on the east side of Ain. The border shall go down to reach the eastern side of the Sea of Shinnereth. This border shall go down along the Jordan and shall end at the Salt Sea. This shall be your land with the surrounding borders. Then Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, this is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which the Lord commanded to give the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe. For the tribe of children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to their house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and the half-tribe of Manasseh has received its inheritance. The 2 tribes and half-tribe have received inheritance on this side of the Jordan, across from Jericho eastward towards the sunrise. The leaders appointed to divide the land. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, these are the names of the men who shall divide the land among you as an inheritance. Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun. And you shall take 1 leader of every tribe to divide the land for the inheritance. These are the names of the men. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud. From the tribe of Benjamin, Eladad the son of Shislon. A leader from the tribe of the children of Dan, Buki the son of Jogli. From the sons of Joseph, a leader from the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Hanel the son of Ephod. As a leader of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Camille the son of Shipton. A leader from the tribe of Jebulon, Elisaphan the son of Parnach. A leader from the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel the son of Azan. A leader from the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahihud the son of Shilomi. A leader from the tribe of the children of Naphtali, Petahiel the son of Ammihud. These are the ones the Lord commanded to divide up the inheritance among the children of Israel in the land of Canaan.
Numbers 35. Cities for the Levites. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho, saying, command the children of Israel that they give the Levites cities to dwell in from the inheritance of their possession. And you shall also give the Levites common land around the cities. They shall have the cities to dwell in, and their common land shall be for their cattle, for their herds, and for all their animals. The common land of the cities which you will give the Levites shall extend from the wall of the city outward 1,000 cubits all around. And you shall measure outside the city, on the east side 2,000 cubits, on the south side 2,000 cubits, on the west side 2,000 cubits, and on the north side 2,000 cubits. The city shall be in the middle. This shall belong to them as common land for the cities. Now among the cities which you will give to the Levites, you shall appoint 6 cities of refuge, to which a manslayer may flee. And to these you shall add 42 cities. So all the cities you will give to the Levites shall be 48. These you shall give with their common land. And the cities which you will give shall be from the possession of the children of Israel. From the larger tribe you shall give many, from the smaller you shall give few. Each shall give some of its cities to the Levites, in proportion to the inheritance that each receives. Cities of refuge. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall appoint cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer who kills any person accidentally may flee there. They shall be cities of refuge for you from the avenger, that the manslayer may not die until he stands before the congregation of judgment. And of the cities which you give, you shall have 6 cities of refuge. You shall appoint 3 cities on the side of the Jordan, and 3 cities you shall appoint in the land of Canaan, which will be cities of refuge. These cities shall be for refuge for the children of Israel, for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that anyone who kills a person accidentally may flee there. But if he strikes him with an iron implement so that he dies, he is a murderer, and the murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he strikes him with a stone in the hand by which one could die, and he does die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he strikes him with a wooden hand weapon by which one could die, and he does die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The avenger of blood himself shall put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death. If he pushes him out of hatred, or while lying in wait, hurls something at him so that he dies, or in enmity he strikes him with his hand so that he dies, the one who struck him shall surely be put to death. He is a murderer. The avenger of blood shall be put the murderer to death when he meets him. However, if he pushes him suddenly without enmity, or throws anything at him without lying in wait, or pursues a stone by which a man could die, throwing at him without seeing him, so that he dies, while he was not his enemy or seeking his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the manslayer and the avenger of blood according to these judgments. So the congregation shall deliver the manslayer from the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall return him to the city of refuge where he had fled, and he shall remain there until the death of the high priest, who has anointed with the holy oil. But if a manslayer at any time goes outside the limits of the city of refuge where he fled, and the avenger of blood finds him outside the limits of the city of refuge, and the avenger of blood kills the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the manslayer may return to the land of his possession. And these things shall be a statute of judgment to you throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Whoever kills a person, the murderer shall be put to death on the testimony of witnesses. But one is not sufficient testimony against a person for the death penalty. Moreover, you shall take no ransom for the life of a murderer. God, I can't say it today. Who is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death, and you shall take no ransom for him who has fled to the city of refuge, that he may return to dwell in the land before the death of the priest. So you shall not pollute the land where you are, for blood defiles the land, and no atonement can be made for the land for the blood that is shed on it, except by the blood of him who shed it. Therefore do not defile the land which you inhabit, in the midst of which I dwell, for I, the Lord, dwell among the children of Israel. Well, so they actually had sanctuary cities,
Yeah.
right?
No, like we do now here in America.
Yeah, but it's a little different.
A lot different.
A lot different, yeah. But you can call it a sanctuary city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, in 33 here, in Numbers 33, it was talking about, to see, going into the land of Canaan. Then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you, destroy all their engraved stones, destroy their molded images, and demolish all their high places. I wonder what's going to happen to Washington, D.C.,
don't you know?
right?
God said through Julie Green that no living man has seen what I'm about to do. So,
It's going to be an interesting year.
yes, it is. And I'm really glad to be alive among this time.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned Julie Green a lot, but you know, if you follow on Telegram, Prophecies Fulfilled, I mean, it's amazing. Things that were said last year, yeah,
3 years
a year ago, and things coming to pass.
now.
I mean, really, exactly. I mean, look at Turkey. The God's been saying the earth will shatter,
And shake.
shake. There will be a lot of earthquakes. And here, look at Turkey and Syria. It's devastation.
You know, and interestingly enough, um, Julie had said, and she had recorded this back 2 or 3 times, look to Turkey, what's going to happen. And then she has mentioned once or twice, I think it was once, something is going to happen in Flagstaff, Arizona, that's going to be.
Well, she said, yeah, the word Flagstaff. She said Flagstaff will be in the news for a surprising reason.
Yes.
I wonder what the surprise is.
Me too.
Yeah.
Looking
So
forward.
I mean, it can be, you know, the next day, or it can be in a few months from now. But there's going to be something unusual, I guess, a surprise in Flagstaff.
And I
Yeah.
think she meant this year. So
Well, yeah, things are happening quickly. Time's speeding up.
yeah.
So
Like Dagmar said, in the Telegram, is it?
yeah, on Telegram, look up Prophecies Fulfilled, and you're going to find a lot of goodies in there. And
Going to open your eyes.
some things are just really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that concludes our reading today. God loves you. We love you. Read your Bible, and God bless you all.
Be blessed.